Hello po everyone. So, before we start the event, we would like to remind everyone of the following house rules that must be followed throughout the duration of the webinar po. So, the first rule is all participants are requested to turn off their microphones during the presentation so as not to disturb our presenter po. So number two naman is participants are encouraged to use the chat box for questions and clarifications. These will be entertained during the question and answer portion by our moderators. For follow-up questions, participants are requested to use the raise hand function. So the third naman po na house rule is participants who completed and submitted the evaluation form will be given a certificate of attendance for the section. The link will be provided in the chat box after the closing remarks. So please take note of the third rule because it's the only way you'll be able to get your certificates po. So wait for us to send evaluation link on the chat box mamaya po. Okay? So let's start po muna with A. Before we really start it, let's get to know each other a little bit po. So I will call on Ella Reynoso for our mini poll. And I will stop sharing the screen.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Sophia. Good afternoon to our participants, and thank you for attending on behalf of the UP Soil Science Society. So as much as we want to get to know each and every one of you, I'm afraid we have limited time and resources, so we won't be permitted to do that, but we would like to hear from you through participation in our short poll. So I'm inviting you to please open your web browser, go to www.menti.com and key in the code 1934362. Okay, that's www.menti.com and the code is 1934362. Yeah, we would like to know what province are you in right now? Okay, key in your answers. If you haven't been to Menti yet, please go to www.menti.com. And we have our first entry from Cebu. Good afternoon to you. Also from Batangas. Awesome. All the entries are here. They're keeping on coming. We have from Aurora, Cavite, Bulacan, Batangas, Isabela, Laguna. Oh, both of you are from Laguna. Quezon City, Parañaque, Pasig City. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. Benguet, all the way from Benguet. Pasig City. Majority are from Laguna. Next is Quezon City. We also have most of you from Cavite, Batangas, Lanao del Norte, Camarines Sur, all the way from Metro Manila. Welcome. Good afternoon. Camarines Norte. Wow, looks like most of us are here in Laguna right now. And our adjacent province, Batangas, also Bulacan. Yeah, and keep those answers coming so we can get to know more each other, at least from where we are right now, where we are viewing this webinar this afternoon. Okay, Ilocos Norte, Zambales, Parañaque, Bulacan, Cavite, Quezon City, Metro Manila, General Santos City, Manila, Davao, Cebu, Isabela, Ilocos Norte, Camarines Norte, Pasig City, Capiz, Lanao del Norte, Aurora, Oriental Mindoro, Pampanga, Batangas, Laguna. Did I miss anything else? So you can keep keying in those answers since we still have audience just logging in right now. From Capiz, okay, most of us from Laguna, so I hope everyone is safe. We have new entries coming in, so yeah, keep them coming. Benguet, Zambales, Parañaque, Ilocos Norte. Good afternoon, everyone. We have reached a nationwide webinar this afternoon. We have a very wide range of participants all gathered this afternoon to view a webinar on geospatial sciences. And I think that's it. Oh, we still have entries, more entries from Laguna, Bulacan, our prominent audience. Thank you for keying in your answers. And most of us are here. And again, I hope everyone is safe wherever you are in the Philippines right now. And we appreciate your responses. And I hope you learn more about from this webinar. And with that, let me turn you over to Sophia.
Thank you, Ate Ella. Okay. So now that we've finished our mini poll, let's now move forward to the main event. So, okay. So, yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. The UP Soil Science Society, in partnership with Agricultural Systems Institute, would like to welcome and thank all of you for joining us today. So I hope everyone has eaten their lunches and everyone are safe in their own homes. Yeah. So yes, today is October 10th, and it is the first segment of our two-day webinar series that we'll be having in celebration of the Soil Science Appreciation Month. And also, it's October 10th, so I'd also like to greet everyone a happy Loyalty Day. Ayun. So, ayan po, moving forward. As our theme goes, diverse, soil science is diverse. And we would like to enlighten everyone of the endless opportunities that you can grab once you pursue soil science as your profession. So to officially start our event, I would like to call on Dr. Virgilio T. Villancho, the current director of the Agricultural Systems Institute of the College of Agriculture and Food Science, UPLB, for his opening remarks.
Okay, maraming salamat, Sophia. Okay. So maayos naman ang ating sounds natin and all those things. Okay. First, Happy Loyalty Day sa ating lahat. And congratulations sa Philippine Soil Science Society. Soil Science Student Society. No? Ganun ba yan ang tawag doon? So in behalf of the Agricultural Systems Institute and the College of Agriculture and Food Science, we welcome you in this webinar, no? And maganda yung topic. Actually, the Agricultural Systems Institute is also launching a webinar series. Ang pangalan, ang title niya is Durungawan, no? Durungawan means what? Window where you could have a glimpse ng mga opportunities that is available, not necessarily just in the outside, but those that are in the house. And I congratulate the organization with their team na a glimpse of ano ba yan?
Opportunities
Yes.
po, sir.
A glimpse of opportunities in soil science. So, tama-tama dun sa tema natin. A glimpse means sulyap. So, it's just fitting dun sa concept ng Durungawan. So, muli binabati ko yung ating mga participants sa webinar na to. And halos buong Pilipinas ay involved sa webinar na to. And I hope yung estudyante natin, din natin ng PSST, no? Na nakakalat din sa buong Pilipinas, will be participating in this webinar. And I just came from a mini reunion that we have organized for Class 80. And very diverse din yung aming engagement. Although lahat kami ay BS Agriculture graduates and other courses. Pero sa ngayon, we are now involved in the fields as well. Hindi na lang agriculture. Meron sa medicine, meron sa iba't ibang aspeto. So, napaka-importante ng topic ngayon because it deals with space, yung geospatial science. So, palagi nating ugnay yung technology sa sa GIS, yung Geographic Information Systems. But there are other tools na available in the study of space dito sa Geospatial Science. So, una, binabati ko rin yung ating resource person na nagpa-unlock na maging resource person sa seminar na to. So marami pong salamat. Marami po tayong matututuhan dito. Isa lang po ito sa mga topic na di-discuss natin sa seminar na ito. Then meron pang susunod na topic that will be next week, no? And sana po ay patuloy kayong tumangki sa webinar na to. At makita ninyo kung ano po yung kahalagahan ng soil science at ano yung mga pwedeng magawa para po lalo nating mapakinabangan yung mga teknolohiya at kaalaman sa larangan po ng paglulupa. So, yun po at Happy Loyalty Day sa lahat na alumni ng UPLB. Ganun din po, maraming salamat po inyong pakikilo sa webinar na to. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
So, ayun. Thank you po, Doc Hill, for your motivating speech. So, since we're already done with our poll, let us now proceed to the next slide, which is introduction of our guest speakers. So, our speaker today will be talking about the application of geospatial sciences to different career paths and how soil science plays a big role in understanding this specific field. So she is a graduate of BS Agriculture, major in soil science in the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, and is a licensed agriculturist. Quickly putting her knowledge to use, she has worked as a GIS specialist in the Ecosystems Research and Development Bureau in the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and also as a consultant in several projects about spatial mapping related to biodiversity and topography. She is currently taking her master's degree in geomatics engineering in the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and is working as a project development officer in the Department of Agriculture. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our speaker, Ms. Regina Angeles.
Good afternoon, guys. Wow, good afternoon. So, ang dami palang participants today, 71. Hindi ko talaga ina-expect. So, share ko na yung screen ko about my presentation. Tapos, if ever may tanong kayo, I can entertain them after my presentation. I hope mag-enjoy kayo. So, for my presentation, I'll just share it. Advanced sharing. Sophia? Hello?
Yes po.
Pwede na ako mag-share ng screen, no?
Opo, pwede po. Co-host po kayo.
Okay, sige. Wait lang ha.
Sige po.
Paano ba mag-share screen ulit?
Click na lang po yung share screen. Ayun.
Okay. Ayan, okay na. Sorry. Ayan. So, nakikita niyo ba yung slide? Yan. So, good afternoon everyone. I'm Reg Angeles. So, I'll present yung geospatial sciences in soil science and other agricultural fields at paano siya ina-apply. So, something about me. Currently, ako nakatie up sa Department of Agriculture Central Office as a mapping specialist for disaster risk and management. Then, nagmamap ako ng different crops at mga damages in agricultural value. So, ganun yung ginagawa ko. Then, nagma-masters din ako ng geomatics engineering, majoring remote sensing sa UP Diliman. So, without further ado, ito na yung talk ko. So, going geospatial in soil science and agricultural fields. So, what is geospatial science? So geospatial science is the measurement, analysis, and presentation of geographic information. This study emphasizes on the relationship between the physical geography and a specific subject matter you want to investigate. So geospatial sciences has a multitude of applications. Sa current technical terms, alam natin siya as GIS or Geographic Information Systems, pero malawak na sakop ang geospatial sciences at isa lang at under yon sa GIS. So meron pa siyang ibang sangay na i-discuss ko later. So ito yung mga current na applications ng GIS. So pwede niyo siyang malaman as Google Earth Pro kung nakagamit na kayo niyan. Alam niyo din to dun sa Grab Food, Grab Share na may makikita kayong mapa, tapos o-order kayo at ma-place niyo na din yung location kung saan niyo pwedeng kunin yung food niyo. Ginagamit din yung Geospatial Sciences sa games tulad ng Pokemon Go. So, meron kang location, magkakaroon ng isang Pokemon doon sa isang lugar, tapos makakuha ka na ng Pokemon or Pokemon Gems or Pokeballs. Ayan. At syempre, not the least, ginagamit din siya sa precision agriculture. Malalaman mo dito kung ano yung pinakamataas na tanim or pinakamagandang pagtaniman ng crops mo like rice or corn or any kind of crop basta may data ka in geospatial, ganyan. So, ano ba yung fundamental skills of a geospatialist? So, ang geospatial sciences, lagi may tatlong sangay yan. First is the computer science. Meron kang visualization, graphics, or programming, depende kung kailangan ba talaga yun. May database system, administration, security. Then, syempre, napaka-importante ng geography kasi doon mo ipla-plot kung saan parte ng mundo or saan parte ng bansa mo ilalagay yung data mo. So, kailangan siya. So, yung mga fields under nun ay geodesy, spatial statistics, cartography, photogrammetry, at saka earth observation or remote sensing. So, last but not the least, syempre, yung domain of expertise mo. Sa ating field, for example, ako ay agriculture graduate. So, gamit na gamit yung agriculture at soil science sa paggagawa ko ng mga mapa. Forestry din. So, may geology, syempre pwedeng marketing or business, civil engineering, surveying, communications, and spatial mathematics, etc. Kasi sobrang daming pwedeng paggamitan ng geospatial sciences at nag-expand siya sa iba't ibang klase ng fields. Possible na marami kang domain of expertise tapos gagawa ka ng GIS application, for example, or GIS map. So, pathways of a geospatial. So, madaming fields. Sa UP Diliman, tatlo yung sikat na pathways. So, may applied geodesy, remote sensing, at saka geographic information system. Pero i-discuss ko pati yung cartography. Para sa akin kasi medyo iba yung atake ng cartography doon sa technical na alam natin sa geospatial sciences. So, first ay applied geodesy. Geodesy is the science of the measurement and mapping of the Earth's surfaces. The specialist on this field uses GPS, lasers, and other surveying equipment to measure global phenomenon and to locate positions accurately on the Earth's surface for global mapping, research, and natural disaster prevention studies. In the Philippines, geodesy track is usually taken up by geodetic engineers or any related fields that are heavily mathematical. So, ang applied geodesy, sila yung nagpo-focus dun sa ano yung precise measurement or accurate measurement ng isang area or isang location, for example. Sila din yung nag-aaral ng coordinate systems, for example, longitude, latitude, and their placement versus time and the satellites. So, ganun yung work ng applied geodesy. Dati, pwede mong itali ang geodesy sa mga surveyor kasi for example, sa soil science, kukuha ka ng mga contour lines or maps Then, you need to measure its elevation. So, kukuha ka ng elevation in meters, then magkakaroon ka ng sukat in longitude, latitude, and elevation. Tapos, tsaka mo siya ipla-plot. So, ginagawa din siya ng mga geodesists dito sa Pilipinas. Other examples, pwede din sila pumunta sa mga earthquakes. For example, pwede nila sukatin yung magnitude or intensity ng lupa. Kasi kailangan mo din ng location, precise location saan yung epicenter, di ba? So, pwede yon. So, next field ay remote sensing. Remote sensing is the acquisition of data and information about an object or phenomena without making physical contact with the object. Okay, I'll emphasize without making physical contact with the object. The data of remote sensing is based on the electromagnetic radiation, and it can be active, a signal emitted by a satellite, or a passive reflection of sunlight is detected by the sensor. So, pag sinabi natin remote sensing, meron kang isang instrument or platform, let's say Landsat. Ang Landsat ay isang klase ng satellite-based system. Then, kukuha siya ng images on the Earth. Then, magre-reflect siya into the sun, ganyan. So, magkakaroon ka ng images na based doon sa nakuhanan ng iyong satellite. So, yung mga remote sensing specialists, yung images na derive mula doon sa satellites, yun yung kinukuhanan nila. Another example ay photogrammetry gamit ang drones. So, for example, magpapalipad ka ng drone doon sa picture on the left, tapos magkakaroon ka ng view of the soil and other tree crops. So, pwede yon. Another is yung remote sensing in agricultural lands. For example, high fertility value of land gamit ang isang remote sensing platform. Meron kang nitrogen or phosphorus or potassium na sensor na nakakabit doon sa drone. Then, pwede mo siyang ma-detect pagka nagpalipad ka na. So, madaming pwedeng paraan para kumuha ng data. So, pwedeng microwave, remote sensing. So, gamit nito ay active version ng remote sensing. Pwede din hyperspectral, proximal, optical, photogrammetry, at LiDAR. Pag hyperspectral, mas madami kang bands or wavelengths. Pag proximal, mas malapit ka doon sa sinesense mo, hindi ka basta-basta kukuha from satellite or airborne. Pwedeng magkadikit sila sa lupa pero hindi pa rin magko-contact. Ganon. So, pwede din optical, parang dito sa example na to, at saka yung LiDAR. Yung LiDAR, mas focus sila on the points, pero makakabuo ka din ng images. Sa Philippines, remote sensing is gaining popularity in the academic, government, and international organizations since more data is accessible and open source. So, ito naman yung GIS or yung basically alam ng mga tao pagka nag-take ng geospatial sciences. So, GIS, or also known as geoinformatics, is the technology for the acquisition and management of geospatial information. Geospatials in this field must know how to capture, model, retrieve, share, manipulate, analyze, model, and interpret geospatial data that was acquired through different pathways of geospatial science. Example given, geodesy and remote sensing. So, medyo may flow siya. Ang remote sensing, kukuha ka ng data from images, plus yung geodesy, pwede kang kumuha ng points or exact locations of the field through surveying. Ipag-merge mo sila, then magkakaroon ka ng analysis. So, pag yung analysis from the images plus the surveying, yun yung ginagawa ng isang geospatialist na nagpo-focus sa GIS. Medyo gets ba? Pero ganun siya. Tapos, pag tinype mo yung geospatialist sa Philippines, madami kang pwedeng trabaho. Sasabihin na GIS specialist ka, pero pwede ka mag-work as remote sensing specialist or geodesist or anything. Kasi GIS specialist yung familiar na term sa mga tao, ganyan. So, pero ang GIS talaga on a more technical sense, analysis based doon sa given data. Tapos sila din yung magde-decide anong klaseng mapa yung pwede nilang ibigay or anong analysis yung pwede nilang gawin para dito. Ayan, GIS specialist yung tawag doon. So, madami ding different fields ng GIS na nag-emerge ngayon. For example, yung GIS web developer. So, etong web developers, meron silang high knowledge or high overview understanding sa programming or web development. Gagawa sila ng application, then magkakaroon ka na ng interactive maps through different GIS tools and applications na need ng coding. Pero karamihan naman ng GIS specialist sa Pilipinas, pwede din, for example, medyo walang alam na knowledge sa programming, pero sila yung magpa-process ng mapa through ArcGIS and QGIS, mga ganun. So, pwede yan. Didiscuss natin pa later, ganun. Next ay cartography. So, yung cartography, kaya ko siya hinerolay kasi basically, medyo iba siya. Yung GIS kasi, sila yung mas technical side of mapping things. So, for example, may rules ka para gumawa ng isang mapa. Walang din masyadong art. So, for example, magkakaroon ka ng isang scientific community na magtitingin ng iyong mapa. So, kahit anong itsura ng mapa mo, kahit ang pangit tignan sa mata, basta nagigets siya ng within scientific community, ay okay na to, yan. Sa cartography, iba naman atake nila. So, cartography is the study and practice of making and visualizing maps. This is the art and communication of geospatial science. It builds on the premise that reality or an imagined reality can be modeled in ways that geospatial information can be communicated properly. Example of this domain are maps that were presented in virtual and augmented realities. In the Philippines, very few are practicing cartography as a field. Geography is usually the backbone of their study. Ayan. So, ang cartography, mas demand sila sa ibang bansa kasi mas focus sila yung visualization of maps based on the geospatial data na meron sila. So, paano ko for example, meron akong soils. So, paano ko mapapakita yung soils map ko na mas pleasing to the eyes, mas maraming investors na mag-i-invest for a farm lot based dun sa map na pinakita ko. So, trabaho siya ng mga cartographer. Then, ang mga cartographer din, iba na siya doon sa dating cartography na kailangan mo mag-plot ng mapa, gagawa ka ng mapa from scratch, tapos cartographer ka na. Hindi na siya ganun ngayon. So, usually, mga cartographer, gagamit sila ng software application similar doon sa mga GIS specialists, tapos nagde-design sila ng mapang pleasing to the eyes. For example, yung interactive map by Esri sa left picture most. Parang meron kang bundok, tapos meron kang different polygons, tapos yung colors, paano yung magandang combination mo i-represent dito, paano mo to i-overlay sa Google Earth, for example, or sa Esri Base Maps, or paano mo mapapakita na maganda yung itsura ng iyong mapa. Ayun. So, mga cartographers na nakakasagot. So, isipin nyo, yung mga cartographers, marunong sila mag-Photoshop or sobrang galing nila sa visuals. Kasi kailangan mo talaga ng art and communication skills para makapag-present ng communication effective maps. Ayan. So, equipment for geospatial sciences. Actually, may na-miss out ako dito na isa. Very important or pahapyaw. Yung satellite images natin. So, yung satellite images natin, nakukuha siya from satellite. Pero since ang i-present ko dito ay ano yung kaya nating hawakan or at least sa Philippines, ganyan. So first of all ay etong DGPS or Differential Global Positioning System receivers. So, kung familiar kayo sa theodolites or any surveying equipment, parang ganun yung itsura ng isang DGPS. So, meron kang parang tripod, tapos meron kang GPS system na color yellow na trim ball. Ayan, tapos i-place mo lang siya. Tapos, kukuha na siya ng signal ng coordinate system mo in centimeter accuracy based doon sa positioning ng satellites above. So, at least 24 satellites ng GPS or GNSS system, tapos magbabounce back na yung signals, then magkakaroon ka na ng reading. So, possible na magkaroon ka ng difference between ilang seconds, ganyan. Or 1 second, 1 second, tapos the rest of the minutes the same na. So, parang may coordinate system ka over time. So, ginagamit ito to precise locate coordinates down to centimeter, millimeter grade. Very crucial ito, for example, sa soil science, crucial ito pag gusto mo malaman yung exact boundaries ng ating soils. Ganon. So, another example ay spectroradiometer. So, ang spectroradiometer ay isang klase ng proximal sensing under remote sensing. So, nagdidetect ka na isang spectral wavelength of a desired object. Tapos, pwede din siya i-express as reflectance, absorbance, or transmittance. Similar ito dun sa soil chemistry and soil fertility na ginagamit natin na machinery equipment para mag-detect ng spectral wavelength sa color ng phosphorus or potassium. I forgot ko ano yun. Pero yun, similar siya doon sa ganong technology. Pero ito ay handheld. For example, dito sa picture na to, may soil samples ako, tapos tututukan ko ng spectral signature, tapos magkakaroon ko na ng data on that. Tapos ang gamit ko dito ay spectroradiometer. So next one ay drone. So in recent times, kahit sa Department of Agriculture, sobrang popular ng drones kasi magpapalipad ka tapos ang taas na ng accuracy ng images na makukuha mo in terms na sobrang linaw niya, ang daming pixels sa isang image, ganon. So, ginagamit ang drones for aerial surveying and photogrammetry. Drones can give a high-resolution images about centimeter grade when surveying. So, software for geospatial sciences. So, for example, may mga naka-encounter na sa inyo ng QGIS. So, isa siyang open source program na pwede mong i-download. Then, pwede ka na maglagay ng images or vector or raster files sa isang platform, ganyan. Tapos, pwede ka nang gumawa ng maps dito at ibang spatial analysis. So, usually, ginagamit din to sa government offices or sa schools, lalo pag hindi kaya mag-procure ng licenses ng ArcGIS. So, ang competitor niya ay ito, ArcGIS or ArcGIS Pro. Yan, kung familiar kayo. So, basically, kung ano yung ginagawa ni QGIS, ganun din yung ginagawa ni ArcGIS. So, pwede ka mag-load ng vectors mo na shapefile or raster or images. Tapos, makakagawa ka na ng different spatial analysis. Ayan. Tapos, may link below dito. So, if you want to see yung isang interactive map done by ArcGIS, pwede nyo i-click. Pwedeng maklik yung link. Ayan. So, next ay NV. So, ang NV naman ay isang remote sensing program na maglo-load ka ng images. Then, pagka-load mo ng images, pwede ka na magkaroon ng different analysis to derive data. For example, sa Landsat, pwede kang gumawa ng land use map or land use plan. So, yung mga land use plan, pwede siyang gawin sa NV. So, meron ka mga algorithms na gagamitin, tapos, ayan na, sa NV mo ipapasok, tapos makakapag-derive ka na. Ayan, so for optical images and hyperspectral images yung NB. Another thing is, yung another remote sensing platform ay Snap. So, ang Snap ay naka-cater siya for Sentinel. Tapos open source din ito. So, for example, itong picture na ito ay isang Sentinel-1. Isa siyang microwave remote sensing image na pwede mong i-detect yung flood. So, meron kang red pixels. Lahat ng red pixels, yun yung binabaha. Tapos lahat nung cyan images, yun yung parts na hindi binabaha. Tapos magkakaroon ka ng image analysis between these two. So, meron kang image 1 and image 2, ma-minus mo sila, tapos magkakaroon ka na ng flood map. Ayan. So, ganun yung itsura ng Snap. Tapos, pwede nyo din siya i-download. Ayan, libre lang din to sa ESA. Ang ESA ay European Space Agency. So, ganun. Another popular gamitin and sobrang simpleng gamitin ay Google Earth Pro. Pero syempre, sa sobrang simple niyang gamitin, limited lang din functions niya. So, sa Google Earth Pro, pwede ka mag-plot ng points or polygons kung ano yung mga places of interest mo. For example, you can zoom the map. You can zoom the map, tapos pwede ka na mag-point kung saan mo gustong kumuha ng coordinates. Tapos, yung coordinates na to, as KML, pwede mo na siya i-export, tapos i-import doon sa GIS software mo. Pwedeng ArcGIS or QGIS. Another one is Google My Maps. So, Google My Maps has the same function sa Google Earth Pro. Kung ano yung ginagawa na pwede sa Google Earth Pro, pwede mo din gawin sa Google My Maps. Also, pwede ka din gumawa ng sarili mong interactive map gamit yung Google My Maps. Ang kailangan mo lang, account sa Google, tapos pwede mo na i-type yung Google My Maps, tapos pwede ka nang gumawa ng sarili mong maps. Yun nga lang, sa Google My Maps, may mga limitations din. For example, hindi mo sobrang pwedeng i-style yung map mo or may limited number lang, around 5 MB worth of geospatial data lang yung pwede mong ilagay kasi mabigat na sa web browser. So, wala ding nag-host ng mismong data mo like a database na paglalagyan ng data mo. Unless kung ikaw yung sarili magko-code. So, pwede din yun. Ang gagamitin mo like Google API. Pero, tsaka na yun. Ayan, Google My Maps. Another one is Google Earth Engine. So, yung Google Earth Engine ay has a similar function sa Snap at sa NB. Ang maganda sa Google Earth Engine, may cloud, lahat ng data, hindi mo na kailangan mag-download. Tapos, nandun na siya sa isang cloud-based platform, kukunin mo lang siya through libraries. Yun nga lang, yung libraries, ayusin mo siya based on your code. So, for example, may code snippet. Code snippet kasi yung tawag dito. Tapos, ibabaguhin mo lang yung values, then magkakaroon ka na ng code or logic kung paano matatanggal yung clouds, for example, or pwede kang kumuha ng different images on these. Tapos, ang maganda din kasi sa Google Earth Engine, since naka-cloud-based yung data niya, pwede mong kunin yung data simula 1980s, 1990s, meron silang storage for that. Unlike pagka sariling sikap na ikaw magda-download na images, magbagal yung internet, ang tagal mag-download, tapos mag-buffer ka pa kung ano yung gagawin mong analysis, ayun. So, yun yung advantages ng Google Earth Engine over sa ibang platforms. Ayun. Next ay RStudio. So, yung RStudio ay medyo similar coding based din, pero more on analysis siya. So, yung RStudio, kaya din niya mag-map ng mga data sa geospatial science, kaya din niya mag-reflect ng iba't ibang klaseng charts, tapos ipag-merge mo lang. And, yun. So, another example ay Agisoft Metascape. So, ito naman yung ginagamit sa photogrammetry. Meron ka mga pictures, then yung mga pictures i-merge mo, tapos magkakaroon ka na ng isang malaking image na pwede kang gumawa ng analysis. Tapos pwede mo na siya i-import sa ibang GIS application. Ganon. Kasi pagka nagpapalipad ka ng drone, meron kang images na hati-hati, tapos kailangan mo siyang i-stitch para magkaroon ka ng isang buong image. Tapos isang buong image na yon, gagawin siya sa Gsoft or yon sa taga-stitch ng images mo. Ayan. So data, lahat ng data dito ay open source, nalilagay ko dito. I believe na pwede naman i-share yung PowerPoint presentation ng OOPS. So, after ng presentation, pwede yung tignan nito. Yung iba dito, nakalagay open source. Actually, lahat naman to ay open source. Yung iba nga lang, kailangan mo ng account needed. So, pag gusto niyo ng GIS as or Geospatial Sciences, dito kayo magsimula. Dito kayo pwede mag-download ng data nyo. So, yung mga nilagay kong data dito ay pwedeng administrative boundaries, tapos land use and parcel footprints, tapos may climatic data na din, topographic data, soils map, tapos yung mga images. So, for example, Sentinel series and socio-economic layers na na-derive din sa satellites. Ayan. Next ay so, magkakaroon ako ng sample soil science case study using geospatial science. So, for example, ito, meron kang estimation ng spatial variations of soil organic carbon using hyperspectral data. So, para meron kang images sa dinownload. For example, parang Hyperion yung gamit dito. Libre siya, tapos, kaso yung data ng Hyperion hanggang 2017 lang. So, lahat ng data until 2017, pwede mo siyang i-process using a remote sensing application like NV, tapos makakapag-derive ka na ng soil organic carbon content. So, ayan, meron ka ding gagamitin ng mga algorithms to derive yung number ng SOC in tons per hectare. Another one ay yung current thesis ko, yung estimation of soil organic carbon using proximal spectroscopy. So, meron kang spectral signature na kinuhanan gamit yung spectroradiometer na diniscuss ko kanina. Then, from different depths ng soil, from 0 cm up to 100 cm, pwede kang kumuha ng different spectral signature. Tapos yung different spectral signature, analyze mo kung ano yung bands dito na pinaka-sensitive doon sa value ng soil carbon. Ganon. So, ongoing na thesis siya, pero isa itong application kasi kahit anong materials na soil, kahit anong lugar pa siya, or for example, terrestrial, basta may spectroradiometer ka lang, pwede ka na makakuha ng spectral signatures. Tapos, yung spectral signature na yon, pwede mong i-relate doon sa remote sensing image para magkaroon ka ng GIS application. So, ganun. So, ano yung career tracks na pwede sa geospatial sciences? Siyempre, popular yung academe, tapos, pwedeng government, yun, for example, ako, nakatay up ako sa government. Tapos, meron din private, yes, may mga geospatial practitioners na nasa private. You can also do NGOs, tapos international organizations. Actually, sa international organizations, marami talaga dito. For example, USAID, UN, FAO, etc. At pwede din ikaw mag-freelance. So, sa Upwork, for example, madami kang GIS jobs or magta-type ka ng remote sensing photogrammetry, tapos makakuha ka na ng work. Basta masipag ka lang maghanap, ganyan. So, careers for geospatial sciences. So, ito yung mga careers. First, sa yung GIS specialist or GIS analyst. Ito yung pag narinig mo yung work as a geospatial practitioner, ito yung makikita mo lagi sa jobs. So, ikaw yung usually na taga-mapa ng mga data na meron yung office or organization nyo. Ikaw din mag-analyze kung anong data na pwedeng gamitin. Basta ibibigay nila, ganyan. Or pwede ka din mag-download. Tapos, yung iba naman, pwede naman GIS web developer. So, yung ibang institutions, gumagamit sila ng interactive maps, tapos nakikipag-collab yung GIS specialist at saka yung web developer, or pwedeng yung GIS specialist na yung marunong mag-program. So, pwede na siya maging GIS web developer, for example. Tapos, makakapaggawa na siya ng system or website na pwede mong i-view yung data ng geospatial science, gano'n. Tapos, another thing ay yung Earth observation or data specialist. So, sa data specialist, usually sila yung tumitingin ng trends on the big picture. For example, sa suitability analysis ng corn or rice, anong plots yung pinakamataas na NPK, ano yung pinakamababang NPK, paano nadadagdagan ng NPK para gumanda yung ani ng iyong farm plots, ganon. So, pwede siyang ipasok dito sa Earth observation. Siyempre, magdaderive ka ng images through remote sensing. Tapos, magkakaroon ka na ng plots on maps, ganyan. Next careers, cartographer, syempre. Pero usually ang cartography mas sa ibang bansa to kasi sa Philippines ang pagiging cartographer laging nire-relate na sa GIS specialist. Parang yung GIS specialist sa Philippines naka-umbrella term sa madaming bagay, pero madami talaga siyang iba't ibang roles na pwedeng gawin. Ayan. So, pagka-cartographer ka, isipin mo ano yung design ng maps mo. Parang sa pub, for example, sa pub at marketing, ano yung pinakamagandang pub map para dito sa application na to. So, medyo ganun yung sa cartography. Ayan. So, next one na yung Geospatial Engineering. So, sila naman yung nagde-develop ng tools paano mapapadali yung buhay ng isang GIS specialist. So, possible na pwede sila mag-develop ng drones or algorithms paano mag-detect ng patterns, gano'n. So, yun yung Geospatial Engineering. At geodesies. Yung geodesies, sila yung mga possible na pupunta sa field, kukuha ng measurement ng points or polygons or any geospatial data in coordinates. Tapos, magkakaroon sila ng mathematical computation kung akma ba ito sa lugar na ito or sa bansang ito. Kasi iba't ibang coordinate system ang ginagamit per country. So sa Philippines, maritime PRS 92, sa US may NAD 83 and so on and so forth. Pero pwede din nila i-tie up doon sa international na ginagamit, which is WGS 84. So geodesy is yung usual na nagko-compute ng mga coordinate systems. Tapos, usually yung mga geodesies, mataas din yung knowledge nila on mathematics and other technical fields na layo sa agri. Ganon. So, for example, pag tatanungin nyo, saan usually yung napupunta ang mga agriculture graduates ng GIS? So, yung mga GIS, yung mga graduate ng agriculture, usually, dito sila sa GIS specialist sa pupunta. Or pwede din sila sa remote sensing path or yung earth observation. Minsan, pag yung agriculture graduate or agribiotech or kahit anong agri, tas naka-encounter siya ng programming through self-learning, ayun, eventually pwede din siya maging GIS web developer. Pero basically, kahit anong field man na field of your expertise, tapos pupunta ka ng geospatial field, usually, GIS specialist talaga yung makikita mo dun sa mga job listings, or kahit yung work to do, parang basic talaga gawin yung mga GIS applications, ganyan. So, bakit mo gustong mag-pursue ng geospatial sciences. First of all, it is dynamic. So, dynamic in the sense na mabilis mag-change yung technology ng geospatial sciences. For example, dati, yung mga cartographers nung wala pang computer, nagpa-plot lang din sila ng data, similar sa ARCI, or kahit anong data na need mong i-drawing or engineering, for example. Tapos ngayon biglang may mga software na, tapos ilalagay mo na lang yung data mo na nakuha somewhere, tapos ipapasok mo na siya sa computer, tapos magkakaroon ka na ng analysis. Demand. Actually, as a experience ko throughout my career, ang daming JS jobs sa pwedeng tahakin and consultancies. For example, pagka nalaman nila na GIS specialist ka sa isang field, pwede mong pagkakitaan talaga yon at pwedeng multiple clients habang nagwo-work ka sa isang government agency. So, mataas yung demand, tapos konti yung competitors or konti lang yung nag-aaral. Tapos, profitable in a sense, depende kung saan kang field. Yung profitable, pwede natin tignan profitable sa data kasi yung ibang data mahirap ibigay sa government so pwede mo pang kausapin paano ka makakahingi ng data or example or you need a memorandum of agreement or ayun. Tapos yung data na iyo pwede mong gamitin sa further studies mo or sa graduate studies. Ayan. Tapos, sa pera ay depende kung saan kang field mapupunta. Pero usually naman, may pera naman sa geospatial sciences. Ayan. So, data-driven, syempre, kasi kailangan mo ng data, geospatial data para makagawa ng maps. Holistic. Holistic in a sense na kahit anong agricultural fields, pwede mong pagsamahin para makagawa ka ng isang mapa or different disciplines like forestry and agriculture plus marketing, tapos makakagawa ka na ng farm development plan. So, kahit anong field ka man, basta marunong ka makaintindi ng geospatial sciences, pwede sobrang daming explorations si pwede mong gawin sa field na ito. So, nandun na din yung exploration kasi syempre mag-field ka, ang dami mong travel. At last but not the least ay yung love for maps. So, since undergrad, for example, in my case, since undergraduate ako, may isang course ang soil science called SOILS 160. Nakalagay pa doon dati ay aerial photography, pero ang layo sa aerial photography yung ginawa talaga for SOILS 160. So, para siyang basic introduction to geographic information systems. Tapos, minahal ko na lahat ng maps sa ginagawa ko. Then, doon na ako nag-land sa field na meron ako eventually. Ayan. So, madaming possibilities ang pwedeng gawin talaga sa geospatial sciences at masayang gumawa ng maps. Yung kita masaya din pag madami kang clients, ganon. Pero, ayun, so far, so good. Kung may questions pa kayo, we can entertain it. Ayan. Thank you. Ayan. So, hello?
Thank you po, Ate Rez. Wait lang. I will now share my screen. And, ayan. So, thank you, Ate Reg. So, and on behalf of everyone po, I would like to thank Miss Angeles for her wonderful presentation po. So, now we will open the platform for those who have additional questions about the topic. So, tawagin ko lang po si Miss Ginela Baldonado and Jimmy Din Santos for the open forum.
Hello. So before tayo mag-proceed sa Q&A, mag-a-announce lang ako regarding sa incentives. So for students who want to get incentives from this webinar, kindly take a screenshot and then go to our Facebook page and look for our pinned post. Then comment your name, your subject and section, and then your professor or instructor. and then yung screenshot. That will serve as your attendance. If you're gonna attend the second webinar, please do the same on October 24th. Jamie?
Hey guys, welcome to the Q&A portion. If you have any questions about the topic, you can send them in the chat box and we will read it so that Miss Angeles can answer it for you. You can send them now. Thank you.
Actually, mas okay sa akin yung pagiging interactive or may questions kayo about geospatial sciences kasi maganda talaga siyang field. Tapos, pwede ko din kayong i-guide on the matters kung paano siya gawin or anong possible na path para matutunan nyo ang GIS in general. Ganon. So, yan.
May tanong po ba?
Ako po, may tanong.
Miss Angeles, meron pong question si Ma'am Marian. Pwede ka ba itap sa projects ng ASI?
Sure po. Message nyo lang po ako ng project. Go lang naman po. Actually po, may collaboration po ako with iCrafts kay Sir Hentalian. Ayun, kay Rio. Yung topic doon ay biodiversity ng jackfruit using map set analysis. So basically, imamap ko yung suitable sites ng pwedeng pagtaniman ng Philippine jackfruit sa Region 8. So, ayun, nakipag-collaborate din ako sa iCraft. So, kahit ano naman pong project, pwede po. May questions pa po? Okay lang po kahit hindi i-chat, kahit personal voice, okay lang.
Ate Reg, ako po may tanong.
Sure, ano yun?
Ano po kasi, currently nagtitake po ako ng Soil 161. So, nabanggit po kasi ng prof ko na about sa false color and true color maps po. Ay mga sat images. So, gusto ko lang po malaman kung paano po ano po yung pinakaiba ng true and false color and ba't po mas prefer ng mga agriculturists na gamitan ang false color images po?
Actually, good question yun. Yung true color image, yun yung normal na RGB na nakikita natin. For example, balik tayo sa slide ko. Teka. Paano ba to? Okay. Wait lang Hanap tayo example. Saan ba makahan? Ito. For example, ito yung true color image mo. Sa true color image kasi, hindi lahat ng parameters like reflectance ay makikita sa true color image. So, kailangan mo magbago ng bands. I believe that's Landsat or Sentinel. Hindi ko sure do sa prof na gamit na satellite. Tapos, per band, meron kang isang image. Tapos, i-composite mo siya. So, doon sa composite na yun, magkakaroon ka ng true color image na RGB, red, green, and blue. Tapos, sa isang magnitude spectrum, magkakaroon ka ng near-infrared, far-infrared, so on and so forth. Yun yung magkakaroon ng false color images. Sa agriculturist, kaya mas maganda ang false color image kasi yun yung nagdidetect ng health ng isang plant. So, pagka mataas yung tingkad ng color red, kasi ang ginamit mo ay near-infrared, the red color. So, syempre, mas healthy yung plant or mas healthy yung crop. Kaya, mas okay gamitin yung false color images. Another application ng false color images ay sa soils. So, sa soils naman, mas gamit ang mid-infrared kasi moisture. So, meron kang RGB, tas tatanggalin mo, let's say, si red, ipapalit mo si near. So, magkakaroon ka ng reflection color na makakakita ka ng siltation sa soils or makakita ka ng quote-unquote unhealthy soils or mas mababa yung pH, yun, pwedeng ganong study. So, nasagot ko ba tanong mo?
Ate Reg, thank you po for answering my question.
Yun po, may isa pa pong question from Miss Ronel Vizcaya. Hello po, Ate Reg. Ano po yung nire-recommend niyo po na processors for laptop na magandang gamitin for installing ArcGIS considering the budget pero di rin mako-compromise ang paggamit? Thank you po.
Ang hirap na tanong yan, pero sige. Actually, yung current na gamit ko, dapat mataas yung RAM, at least 8 GB RAM. Yung kasi dati ang recommendation, pwede na yung 4 GB RAM. Kaso, for GIS applications lang yon, like magpag-plot ng map or paggawa ng map. Pero eventually, pag gagawa ka ng mga spatial analysis, kailangan mas mataas yung RAM mo for storage ka for running algorithms or sa remote sensing. Kasi mabigat kumain ng RAM. Lalo pagka nag-render. So pagka nag-render, kailangan mo na ng graphics card. So, at least mga 8 GB RAM. Tapos yung CPU niya, at least Ryzen 5 or Core i5 ng Intel or greater. Tapos kasi parang nababalitaan ko, mas mura yung Ryzen or AMD series kaysa sa Intel ngayon na spec. So, yun, pwede na gamitin yun. Merong mga 25K to 30K na laptop or usual range na 40K, tas okay na siyang mag-process ng basic GIS applications. Ayun. Unless kung magkano budget mo, kasi depende talaga yan eh. Yung sa laptop ko na build, parang 60K siya lahat kasama yung upgrades, tas 50K yung base. Ayun. Kung gusto niyo malaman yung price ng laptop. Hello? What would you consider to be so ito question kay Ella, what would you consider to be your favorite part of working in the field of geospatial sciences? Actually, Ella, ang favorite ko pa din yung pagka-travel, tapos gagawa ka ng remote sensing. Meron kang remote sensing images, tapos magpla-plot ka ng data. Yun. Yung pa din yung favorite ko. Parang since undergrad.
Talaga.
Parang never ko din na-experience mag-work sa na agricultural fields sa walang GIS talaga eh. Pero kung geospatial sciences kasi ngayon, gusto ko talaga yung remote sensing compared sa GIS na field ngayon. Kasi yung GIS na field ngayon, mas nagpa-program sila, mas nagde-develop sila ng mga software ganon or mga web maps, ganyan. So yeah, mas RS pa din. Hello, can GIS detect water quality? How po? Oh naman, yes. Actually, anong klaseng water quality? Pero usually ang water quality kasi ginagamit siya for RS. Sige, bigyan ko kayo ng basic example. Yung normal na ginagamit dyan ay Landsat. Tapos, pwede mong ibahin yung color ng bands. Like, yung sinabi kanina ni Sophie na pwede mo siyang gawing first color image. Tapos, makakakita ka na ng siltation doon sa iyong map. Yun nga lang, ang negative lang na pwede mong gamitin doon sa water quality, hindi ka makakuha ng value kung gaano siya ka-polluted. Pero makikita mo visually kung gaano ka-cloudy yung water mo. Another example, yung ginamit namin sa 216 sa Masters, yung Horiba. So yung Horiba, pwede siyang mag-detect ng total sediment concentration, tapos ilulublog mo siya, tapos ilalagay mo na siya doon sa remote sensing images. Ayun. So, pwedeng images plus equipment para makadetect ka ng water quality. Combination siya. Ayun. Oh, hello po. Free software po bang NV or any GIS software po ang free? Ang free na ginagamit ko ngayon ay Snap for remote sensing at saka QGIS. Ayan. Another question, how can GIS pa... Sige, go.
Ako na lang po magbasa ng tanong, sorry po.
Sige, okay
Marian
lang.
De Luna po, how can geospatial science help in the fight against COVID po?
Good question. Actually, sa COVID-19, meron ako tinitignan na map. Ang check nyo na lang yung ncov.org. Tsaka yung, hindi ko maalala nung site yun eh. Pero may mga website na nag-monitor ng COVID-19 kung gaano kadami yung cases, saang lugar siya sa mundo nagsusulputan, gaano kadaming tao yung affected. Pagka, for example, gumagamit kasi sila ng heat maps. Ang example ng heat maps, meron kang mga bilog. Pwede ba ako mag-share ng screen dito? Anong possible na maps? Teka lang ha.
Okay lang po. Sige lang po.
Encov tracker. Ay, no, hindi yan. Encov. Yung isang example din ay yung John Hopkins na website. Wait lang. Next. Ayun. Naalala ko na. Share screen. So, example, meron dito, yung next train SARS-CoV-2 resources. Yung next train, ano siya, nag-detect ng diversity ng COVID strain or any virus strain sa buong mundo. Load natin. Tapos, makikita mo na doon yung progression ng COVID cases. Tapos, another example na dinedevelop na application sa yung tracker. So, may mga company na nag-track ng COVID. For example, gagamit ka ng QR code. I-scan siya ng phone mo. Yung phone mo, magsasend siya ng signals sa isang server na application, tapos magkakaroon ka na ng crowdsource na data na ipa-plot sa map. Tapos makikita mo na kung sinong person yung pumunta sa lugar na yon and kung infected siya or not. So, ito yung example ng isang COVID cases globally. So, makikita mo na yung strain per location. Ayan, isang example to. Dinevelop siya nung NCOV team, tsaka yung John, yan. Tapos meron din isa yung John. Sabihin nyo kung kita nyo yung screen.
Kita
Yes
po.
po.
Okay. Tapos yung isa naman yung John Hopkins. COVID. Ayun. Actually, madami talagang ways kung paano makikita yung COVID. Pero usually, ang ginagawa ng Geospatial Sciences ay for tracking, monitoring ng data. Syempre, hindi ka naman mag-inventa ng vaccine for COVID gamit ng Geospatial Sciences. Pero kaya niyang mag-track kung sino yung infected, saan siya nakalugar, gano'n. Next question. Okay na?
Question po pala from Jeremy Marquez po.
Okay.
Ay, from Benedict Kyle Barber po pala. Ayun po. Hello po. May application po ba yung non-digital cartography map making sa panahon ngayon?
Yes!
Ayun.
Actually, kaya siya ng QGIS or ArcGIS mag-cartography. Gumawa ng cartographic maps. Nasa user talaga yun paano eh. Tapos yung ginagamit ko na cartography talaga ay Adobe Illustrator. Kasi sa ArcGIS, pwede mo siya i-save as .ai. Tapos yung vector maps mo, pwede na siyang i-import sa QGIS. Ay, pwede na siya i-import sa Adobe Illustrator. Tapos yun, pwede ka na gumawa ng artistic maps doon. Okay.
Next question naman po from Jeremy Marquez. Hello po. What GIS software can you recommend for starters po? Thank you.
QGIS, syempre, para open source. Or kung gusto nyong matutunan ang ArcGIS sa industry, may ino-offer ang S3 ngayon na Learn GIS. Tapos, free siyang gamitin until December kasi COVID. So, register lang kayo dito. Tapos, pwede kayo magkaroon ng free account. Sa students, I believe, pwede kayo magkaroon ng 1 year non-renewable na license for ArcGIS Pro. Kasi dati, ang gamit namin ay ArcGIS Desktop. Tapos, naka-tie up kasi siya sa UP. Merong LiDAR project ang UP for licenses. Since ngayon parang wala na, di ko sure kung may perpetual license pa. Pero ang parang ginagamit ng mga tao ngayon sa UP ay QGIS for starters. Next question.
May mga projects ka na po ba na incorporating GIS with social science research? May difference po ba? Thanks po.
Meron din. Usually for social sciences, ang mas gamit for example, nagkaroon ako ng isang encounter sa orgmate kong nag-aaral ng MS Geography. Tapos pinaplat niya sa akin lahat ng endemic species ng kakao sa buong Pilipinas. So, basically, parang same lang din siya sa normal na ginagawa ko sa office na pagpaplat ng lugar kasi present mo siya ng maayos. Ganun yung usual na atake ng social sciences sa data. Or for example, may ethnicity ng tao, magkakaroon ka ng survey, tapos itatie up mo siya sa isang point or polygon or line na dataset, tapos i-visualize mo siya. I think ang main difference kasi for social sciences and for agricultural ones ay yung paano mo i-present yung data at ano yung itsura ng data mo. Parang ganon. Kasi sa social sciences, mas categorical siya, like A, B, C, D, kaysa dun sa value number ng hard sciences na meron kang 0.80 or 0.90, parang ganon. Ayun. Next po.
Ayan.
Next naman po from Jade Christian Raimundo. Hello po. Regarding maps po, usually po ng mga na-encounter po kasi natin na geological maps ay in 2D. And to understand it better, some make 3D maps po, but some say geologic maps in essence should be in 4D. Bakit po kaya and what's the fourth dimension po?
Kung ano yan medyo tricky, teka. Ang 2D dimension natin in terms of GIS ay X and Y. So, longitude and latitude. The third degree ay yung elevation, which is the Z. Ang fourth dimension ay yung time. Or, the time. The geologic time. Ngayon, bakit siya mahirap? Actually, kaya siyang gawin sa GIS. Gagawa ka ng geologic timescale maps na multiple layers ng 3D maps tapos i-stack mo into one. Doon mo siya i-project as 4D. Paano siya gawin? So, syempre, magkakaroon ka ng layers ng 2D muna na ma-identify mo per year. For example, may data ka per year na geologic time maps or resource map na ano yung itsura nito ng, let's say, from year 1900, tapos from year 2000, tsaka yung year 2100. Then, i-overlay mo siya sa isang topographic na image like SRTM or DEM. Tapos, magkakaroon ka na ng 3D dimension kung ano yung itsura niya. Ang hirap, since lack ng time, ang hirap i-visualize, pero sana mag-gets mo yung concept. Tapos, once na may 3D model ka na nun, yung tatlong maps na yun, pwede mo siyang i-add para magkaroon ka ng fourth dimension. Sa isang software kasi medyo mahirap siyang tignan, paano mo siya ma-visualize. Pero yung analysis mo na magkakaroon ka ng spectral signature or let's say dito ay time signature, yun yung magiging fourth dimension mo. Yung time. Ayan. Yun lang. Next.
From Sir Marshall naman po. Hi, Reg. Based on your experience, how hard was the transition from a BS Agriculture graduate to an MS Geodetic Engineering student, given na introduction to GIS lang yung na-experience mo sa BS Agri, plus GIS-related work experiences?
Hi, Kuya Marshall. Actually, ang hirap ng transition ko sa Diliman. Pero nakapag-adjust din. Kasi, paano ba? Ang geomatics engineering kasi, more focus sila sa heavy math. So, I need to take engineering units sa math bago makapag-proceed do sa upper courses kasi required talaga sa geomatics engineering. Also, programming. Sa BS Agriculture kasi na core, walang programming na subject. Kung meron man, pahapyaw or hindi ganun kaganda yung pagkakaturo. Pero on my time dati, sobrang hirap kasi wala din nagtuturo ng programming. So, kapa talaga ako noon. Tapos self-study. Hanggang ngayon, stuck pa rin ako sa thesis ko dahil dun sa programming, ganyan. Pero, once ang maganda at advantage ng isang agriculture graduate na pwede kang mag-pursue ng geomatics engineering ay yung novelty at yung expertise mo sa agriculture field. Kasi ang na-experience ko sa geomatics, every sem, every subject, you need to propose a topic. So once you propose a topic, meron kang, for example, soil science as a background knowledge, or I have this work experience. So lahat ng work experience ko and soil science foundation ko, yun yung pinopropose ko lagi sa mga subjects ko na ito yung topic ko, ito yung gusto kong mangyari. Ito yung proposal ko gamit yung GIS. So, hindi ako nahihirapan sa pag-propose ng topic. And yung some of my classmates even group with me dahil dun sa strength ng topics. So, ayun, yun yung advantages ng isang agriculture graduate na may alam ka na bagay beyond GIS. Tapos i-incorporate mo siya. Kasi yung GIS parang siyang comsci or programming. Parang titignan mo siya as modular, titignan mo siya as a tool, paano ka mag-arrive dito sa sagot na to based on your experience. So, for example, in my case, agriculture yun.
Next question po kay Domi Untalan. Hello po, ano po maganda gamitin if heavy metal contamination on soil yung study po?
Heavy contamination on soil. Mas maganda gumamit ng remote sensing images kasi ano ba yung focus na contaminants? Meron kasi mga spectral signature na magdidetect ng, for example, cadmium contaminant or iron contaminant. So, sensitive sila sa wavelength na iyon. Tapos yung wavelength na iyon, yun yung i-incorporate mo doon sa remote sensing image para makagawa ka or makadiscriminate ka ng isang mapa on cadmium na contaminants, ganun. So, yun. Feeling ko more on spectral signature siya. Nasagot ba?
Ay.
Sige.
Ang next question naman po from Ma'am Cecil. Can we apply GIS tools or remote sensing for livestock production and management? Thank you.
Yes naman, Ate Ses, actually. We can apply GIS tools or remote sensing for livestock. Actually, yung current na webinar na ina-attendan ko, participant ako, data analytics siya on livestock. So, as long as alam mo yung locations ng livestock, saan ka, ano yung na-focus mo, or ano yung specific topic on that, basta alam mo yung location, pwede mo siyang i-plot sa GIS. Tapos management-wise, meron ka kasing problems na sasagutin on how to create maps muna. Tapos kung livestock yung focus mo, for example, anong livestock yung mataas yung survivability or anong lugar na okay mag-drive yung ganitong livestock. So, yun, doon mo siya papasukan ng GIS. Pwedeng-pwede naman po.
Next question po. Paano po gamitin ang Snap or paano mag-download ng data gamit ang Snap? Thank you po.
Dap maganda to sa ibang topic. Pero for starters, punta ka muna ng ESA. Sige, type ko dito. ESA. Hindi, wait lang. ESA Snap download. Ayan. So, type mo lang tong ESA Snap download. Tapos click mo lang to. Tapos, i-download mo yung Sentinel toolboxes. Siyempre, yung computer ko, 64-bit. So, click ko lang tong download. Yung sinasabi nilang Sentinel-1, yun yung microwave remote sensing. So, Sentinel-2, yun yung optical version niya, parang Landsat. Tapos si Sentinel-3, yun yung for ocean applications. Tapos pagka-click mo nito, may software na lalabas. Tapos ang magiging itsura na niya ay magkakaroon ka na ng Snap na program. Sa data naman, dito ka mag-download. Copernicus. Sci-Hub Copernicus. Nagsha-share pa rin ba yung screen for ng web ko? Ayan.
Yes,
So, dito sa Copernicus Open Access Hub, dito ka makapag-download ng images. Tapos, click mo lang yung bahay. Tapos, need mong mag-register, mag-sign up. Kasi, for example, meron na akong account dito. So, diretso lang ako. Libre naman siya. So, don't worry. Kaso, ang problem lang, pagka magda-download ka ng Copernicus data, good for 1 year lang siya na data. So, pwede ka maghanap ng ibang sources like AWS, yung sa Amazon, or pwede ka mag-Google Earth Engine. Yan. Okay na.
Next question po from Ms. Raimundo. Hello po, Ate Reg. You have introduced po that JS allows easier management of spatial data. I'm quite curious lang po if data from remote sensing, aerial images, and other maps po from geophysical methods can be used in GIS po.
Oo naman! Actually, ang GIS ay parang after siya ng remote sensing. So, lahat ng remote sensing data mo like spatial images, like for example, ito, Copernicus, ganyan. Tapos magkakaroon ka ng data. So, ang parang endpoint niya, laging GIS. You need to analyze your data. You need to produce maps that shows your geospatial data derived from remote sensing images. Ganon. Geophysical methods, marami to eh. Pero usually, yung mga geophysical methods, ito yung mga algorithms na ginagamit. Kung saan kayo familiar. Ayan.
Next question po ay yung paano po gamitin ang art catalog?
Paano gamitin ang art catalog? Sige, pwede ako mag-show naman dito, no? Teka.
Yes po, pwede po, Ate Reg.
Sige, magbukas lang ako ng ArcGIS. Usually, yung art catalog, ginagamit ko siya for storing geo databases. So, for example, may mga scratch work ako, dun ko sa art catalog ginagamit. Ganyan. Sige, try kong mag-demo ng isang art catalog dito. May mga ibang questions pa para habang hinihintay ko magbukas yung ArcGIS ko, pwede ko i-entertain.
Meron po from Christian Raimundo po. Tapos yun, ay po yung tanong niya, regarding po sa remote sensing, is my understanding correct that the difference between passive and active sensor system is that The former receives radiation from the sun while the latter produces its own radiation, then nagba-bounce back lang po sa aircraft satellites. If so, alin po sa dalawa yung mas convenient?
Usually, ang mas convenient dito yung passive. I mean, passive satellite images kasi sila yung nagproproduce ng Landsat, Sentinel, optical images. So, yung sasabihin natin passive, yun yung sensor na they don't need energy tapos nakarely lang sila sa sunlight. So, ganun yung technology nila. Pero in terms of usage, dapat tignan natin siya kung paano natin siya, anong images si pwede natin gamitin. Ayun, mas madaling gamitin ng passive images dahil do sa optical. Sila din yung nabibigay ng false color image, true color image, gano'n. Ang active sensor images, ang example nito ay yung Sentinel-1 or yung, sige, teka lang ha. Ang isang example nito ay, ito, microwave remote sensing. So, yung microwave remote sensing, usually, walang clouds ito. Tapos, ang kulay niya, pag normal mo siyang i-download ay black and white or grayish scale. Tapos, ikaw yung magbibigay ng combination na ng kulay niya. Tapos, iba din yung unit of measurement na gamit. Kasi ang nakasanayan kasi natin na measurement sa passive remote sensing ay in terms of radio magnetic spectrum. So, yun yung mga colors na red, blue, green, near-infrared, UV, etc. Ang SNAP naman, gumagamit sila ng decibels or sound to produce their data. Yan. Sila yung amplitude tsaka yung intensity. So, mas tricky siyang gamitin for me. Pero, ang kinagandahan ng active remote sensing, lalo sa mga agricultural crops, ay mabilis na sila gumamit ng patterns. Kasi ang focus ng active remote sensing ay moisture content ng soils. Ayan, moisture content ng isang rice paddy or isang crop or isang area. Okay.
Rich, may tanong din po pala ako.
Sure, ano yun?
Paano po, in terms of sa GIS po, paano po nagagamit yung mga pag-observe po ng mga ganong klaseng data for protecting, maintaining biodiversity po pala?
Ano? Ay, pwede pa ulit yung question.
Sa biodiversity. Application po.
Sige. Sa biodiversity, syempre lahat ng field mo ay magmumula sa historical data. Kailangan alam mo yung location kung saan, kunyari, plant or kahit anong crop. Alam mo saan siya nakatanim. Alam mo kung paano siya lumalaki. Alam mo ano yung need niyang nutrients for that plant to grow. Tapos, yung GIS layers mo, dapat meron kang equivalent data dun sa historical mo. So, for now, syempre, meron tayong GIS data related on weather, climate, meron din tayong soils, meron din tayong topography, meron din tayong different historical location points saan tumutubo yung, let's say, yung plant mo or saan nakatira yung animal mo. Tapos magkakaroon ka ng parang algorithm. For example, yung isang example dito yung Maxent. Pwede nyo siyang i-search sa Google kung ano siya. Tapos, yung Maxent na yun, pwede ipapasok mo lang yung GS data layers mo tapos magkakaroon ka na ng maps. Actually, pwede kong i-share yung isa kong ginawa for biodiversity. Teka lang. Regine. Okay. So, example, itong Maxent model for Artocarpus or Philippine jackfruit. So, meron kang map. Lahat ng color blue dito, hindi siya pwedeng paglagyan ng jackfruit. Tapos, dito sa part na to, pwede yung color green at yung color red, dito yung pinaka-suitable na area sa pwede mong pagtaniman ng jackfruit, for example. Siguro na-detect kasi ng model ay pwedeng mas mataas yung elevation or mas mataas yung nutrients ng soil, etc. Or based sa climatic variables, maganda yung weather for this type of location. Ayan. So, isa itong example ng biodiversity. Though dito kasi ang ginawa ko lang ay more on bioclimatic variables, tas wala pa yung ibang factors, so pwede ko pa siyang i-rerun para mas maganda yung fitting ng model. Yung sa ArcGIS, ito na pala. So, for example, may ArcGIS ka, tapos, ang usual na paggamit ko ng catalog ay, naka-share ba ArcGIS ka? Ayan. Naka-share naman. So, for example, our catalog, usually kailangan define yung folder mo kasi ang normal default geodatabase nandun doon nagsasave yung files mo. Pero kung gusto mong gumamit talaga ng specialized na art catalog, for example, ako sa desktop, tapos meron akong, let's say, folder na Regine. Tapos dito, pwede akong gumawa ng sarili kong folder sa map. So, right-click ko lang to, tapos new, tapos file geodatabase. Tapos usually ako, naglalagay ako ng scratch folder or out folder. So, lagay natin out. Tapos right-click mo lang, tapos make default geodatabase. So, ganun ko siyang gamitin. Ngayon, pagka nagpa-process ako, magbigay tayo ng example processing ng data. So, for example, meron akong data dito ng region 12 ng rice areas. At meron akong, ako yung magandang data. Teka lang, hanap tayo magandang data. Add data. At saka, example, parang gusto kong mag-derive ng regional boundaries gamit itong Philippines. So, gamit yung dissolve function. So, since gumawa ko ng geodatabase kanina, dapat yung dissolve function ko, mapupunta lang siya dun sa ginawa kong data. So, for example, magsaselect muna ako ng dataset na maliit para mabilis mag-load. So, pwede ako mag-select by attributes dito, region name, tapos, let's say, region 1. Tapos, zoom. Ayan. So, ito siya. Yung lahat na naka-highlight, ito siya. Tapos, save ko muna ito. Sige, somewhere. So, Ilocos. Tapos yung Ilocos na to, gusto kong mag-process ng dissolve dito. So yung dissolve, tatanggalin niya yung lahat ng hati sa loob para magkaroon ako ng outline. So, ida-derive ko yung dissolve na from municipality, magkakaroon ako ng provincial layers. So, input ko lang tong Ilocos. Oops, tagal. Tapos, lagay natin Ilocos Province. Tapos, i-click ko lang yung provincial name kasi yun naman yung kailangan ko. Tapos, kung mapapansin nyo, naka-direct na yung geodatabase doon sa out. So, di ba kanina sa art catalog, gumawa ako ng geodatabase. So, ito siya, yung out.gdb. Tapos i-okay ko lang siya. Tapos yan, meron na akong Ilocos.province. Tapos, pag makikita niyo yung art catalog ko at i-push ko yung Ilocos.province, pwede ko siya i-load dito. So, ganun usually gamitin yung ArcGIS for geodatabase sa art catalog. Okay? Ayun. Sophie, okay na ba?
Okay, thank you po, Ate Reg. Um, exit na po natin. Ako na po yung mag-share screen ulit.
Sige.
So, ayan, so that ends our Q&A. Sorry, okay. So, ano po, thank you sa pagsagot ni Ate Reg, and thank you then everyone for asking your questions. And it's very heartwarming to see your drive to understand the topic na na-discuss ni Ate Reg kanina. So, after po ng lahat ng mga naging tanungan, let's have a little call. So, I'm going to call on Ate Ella again for a little Mentimeter. Ayun.
Thank you, Sophia, and hello again to our participants. And again, thank you then to Ms. Reg, the very informative presentation niya about geospatial sciences. Personally, I've witnessed yung enthusiasm ni Reg as an undergrad sa subject na ito, and it's very nice to see her live her dream of becoming a geospatial science expert. So let's go to our poll to I would love to hear about your feedback from this presentation. So please log on to www.menti.com and let's use the previous code na ginamit natin, which is 1934362. All right. Meron na agad tayo. Informative, awesome topic. Learned something new. Yes, I can say the same. I've also learned a lot from Reg's presentation. Awesome topic. Yes, very. It's not something very common na nalalaman natin every day. Interesting. Yes, I have to agree then. Informative. Awesome. Great. Going GIS specialist. Wow, we have a future GIS specialist on the house. Awesome topic. Enlightening. Unique. Substantial learning. Helpful. Geo-amazing. I love the pun, the play on words. Helpful, awesome, unique. We're going with informative, enlightening, mind-blowing. Yes, I have to agree on that too. Very interesting, inspiring. Might take MS Geomatics Engineering. Yes, may nahatak po si Reg this afternoon. Awesome, very inspiring, interesting. Added more to what I knew. Keep them coming, guys. What else can we say about the presentation for this afternoon? Very inspiring, technical, sana all. Love that. Inspiring, super interesting, fabulous. What else? Not boring and fun, fantastic, sana all ulit. Very enlightening, informative. Yeah, I love all your feedback. Yeah, keep them coming. It's also interesting to see na may mga interested na mag-take ng same path as Reg did. Awesome. Eye-opening. Very. Sobra. Sana all. Natatawa talaga ako sa sana all. Interesting. Keep them coming. Fantastic. So we can only say great things about yung presentation ni Reg. We can only see positive things. And it's very heartwarming and we super appreciate it. And I can just imagine si Reg then super flattered and thankful siya sa lahat na naging feedback and 100% positive feedback and parang may return of investment pa kasi mukhang may mahahatak siya na mag-major and mag-MS. Very useful in thesis. That's good to hear because you can apply what you've learned today. Super interesting, relevant, learned something new. Fact-filled. Sana lahat, maiba naman sa sana all. Mythic, nice, fun, very inspiring. Congrats, Miss Reg. Yes, I can say the same. Fantastic, top-notch. Yes, Miss Reg has become an expert in this field. That's what makes her top-notch sa larangan ng geospatial science. Going MS Geomatic Engineering. Marami na po my face Geomatics Engineering. Eye-opening, fact-filled, interesting, informative. Congrats, Miss Reg. I think to summarize all the good things that you can say about the webinar, informative, interesting. We have future geospatial science experts coming, and I think they can apply everything that they've learned today. So maybe for the seminars, we can have someone from the audience do the same presentation as Reg has done. So once again, I would like to thank everyone for their participation in our second Menti poll. And we're glad that you've learned a lot from this presentation. And with that, thank you, and I will give you back to Sophia.
Okay, ayan po. So, again, we would like to thank Ms. Angeles for her wonderful presentation and, of course, sa naging discussion niya about geospatial science and sa application niya sa society. So, wait lang po encountering some difficulties sa aking mouth. So, okay. So, to show our appreciation, we would like to give a certificate of appreciation to our dear speaker po. So, the certificate reads na the UP Soil Science Society and Agricultural Systems Institute presents this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Gina Evangelos for sharing her valuable knowledge as a guest speaker on this webinar on the topic Geospatial Science for the Soil Science Appreciation Month on the 10th of October 2020. So signed by Maria Sofia Siebres po, President ng UP Soil Science Society, Prof. Lisa Delmo Organo, Senior Advisor ng UP Soil Science Society, and Dr. Virgilio T. Villancio po, Director ng Agricultural Systems Institute. So, ayun po. For now, we'll be sending po Ms. Reg, Ate Reg ng e-certificate. So, but when the ECQ is lifted and we're all allowed to go back to UP, we'll be giving Ate Reg a physical copy of the certificate and a little token as well. So, again, thank you po Ate Reg for joining us today. Ayun po. So, before we proceed po pala, remind ko lang po kayo na I'll be sending the link of the evaluation form. So guys, please click the link and answer it. Ayan, nasa chat na po. Ayan, it's already put it. Chat to everyone. So ayan po, magsagot na po kayo. Through that, you'll be able to get your certificate. So ayan po. With this po, I would like to call on Miss Professor Nolisa D. Organo po. Mrs. na siya. Senior Advisor po ng UP Soil Science Society for her closing remarks po. Let's all listen to her.
Hi everyone. Sorry. Yeah, hello. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate Miss Reg for the very informative presentation. I know and I can feel that everyone really enjoyed and learned from your presentation. I would also nakita ko kasi na iba pala talaga kapag passion, yung passion mo yung sinasabi mo. I can feel that you are passionate about this. And I'm sure marami kang mahahatak na mga estudyante na mag-geospatial engineering. And siguro, yung mga agriculture students natin na nanonood sa webinar ngayon, pwede rin kayong mag-major sa soil science, syempre, and maging member ng UP Soil Science Society, of course. Of course, I would like to thank the Agricultural Systems Institute webinar team. Maraming salamat po, ASI, sa pagsuporta sa student organization. Sobrang laking bagay po para sa amin na mga estudyante or ako din pala, sa mga estudyante na sinusuportahan sila ng institute. Napakalaking bagay po nito para sa kanila. So maraming salamat. And of course, thank you and congratulations UP Soil Science Society for this event, for this webinar. Alam ko marami kayong pinagpuyat, marami kayong gabing ipinuyat para sa activity na ito. And masasabi ko na ito palang first event is a successful one. So I look forward to the second webinar, and I also look forward sa mga succeeding activities na gagawin nyo as an organization. I would also like to thank the participants, of course, for being here and joining us today. Sana po marami kayong natutunan at sana po ay mag-join po ulit kayo sa susunod na webinar. That's all. Thank you, everyone.
So yun po, thank you Ma'am Noli, and of course, just like she said, thank you din po sa ASI for helping us. We made preparations, but it was so much better po with ASI helping us. So ayun po. It was also very fulfilling then to see a lot of people na umattend para po makinig sa ating speaker ngayon. Spreading awareness about geospatial sciences and being able to know about its application, hindi lang in terms of agriculture, pero sa iba ring fields is important para mas lumawak pa po yung kaalaman natin sa in general knowledge din natin. And of course, malay nyo, di ba, this field or soil science might be just for you. So ayun, sabi nga po yun sa Menti, madami nagkaroon ng interest na mag-geomatics engineer or kaya mag-try ng GIS. So ayun. So, before we end this day po, we'd like to remind everyone na don't forget to answer the evaluation form. So, rinisend po yung link para hindi po matabunan ng ibang messages. So, ayun po, nasa chat na po ulit yung link ng evaluation. Answer nyo lang po. Sa mga nagtatanong po kung ano po yung organization or institution, kapag wala po kayong parang org na hindi kinabibilangan, maaari nyo pong ilagay yung college ninyo or yung school nyo po. So, ayun. So, while we're waiting for the 2 p.m. mark, so mag-a-announce na po kami ng iba pang activities namin for this month po. So, una sa lahat is magkakaroon po kami ng online quiz. So, ang entitled na ay Big Brain Moment. So, ayun. So, this activity is open to all. So, hindi lang po siya close sa agri students or sa students ng UPLB. It's open to everyone. So, kung interested po kayo sumali, join lang po kayo. Ang publication material po namin about the quiz is already posted in our Facebook page. So, tingnan nyo lang po yun sa UP Soil Science Society na Facebook page. Sali po kayo kasi ang first question namin ay ipopost na po mamayang 6 p.m. First question po, mamayang 6 p.m. So, try nyo po kung kaya na sagutan. No, just kidding. Ayun po, try nyo po sagutan because it's a way din po para makilala nyo yung ang ginagawa ng isang, in a way, ano yung ginagawa ng isang soil scientist or ano yung inaaral mo para maging isang ganap na soil scientist ka. So, of course, it's not just the reward of knowing about soil science, pero meron din pong chance na manalo kayo ng catching cash prize. So, sali po kayo. Ayun. So, second naman po is not really an activity, but it's more of a trivia posting po. So we'll be posting trivia and interesting facts that will showcase how diverse and amazing soil science is. So we've already posted 2 facts po. Nag-start po kami ng October 6, and we'll be posting po every Tuesdays and Thursday until October 22. So just like our page po para mabalitaan po kayo every time we post new facts po. Ayun. So, last naman po, I would like to extend an invitation to those who haven't yet registered sa second day ng aming webinar but are interested. You can register using the registration form link na ginamit din po sa same webinar na to. It's the same form, reg form po na gagamitin. Mag-sign up lang po kayo doon and just in October 24 because it will cover ecosystems, So, presented by Dr. Damasa Macandog or Ma'am Demi Macandog po para sa iba. So, maganda siya kasi in a way, application siya no po rin na-discuss ngayon, which is Geospatial Sciences. So, it's more about kung dito ina-analyze yung data, malamang siguro sa topic natin by next weekend ay kung paano siya nagagamit para parang about ecosystem nga po. Ayun. So, I guess yun lang po siguro that announcement namin for this month po. And of course, I guess that's it, guys. So, this officially ends the first day of our 2-day part webinar for the Soil Science 1. So, that's it po. Ano yun? So, wait. Okay. Wag po muna kayo mag-leave pala. Ayun. Tama yun. Wag po na mag-leave because we'll be taking pictures po. So, in a minute or two, paki-turn on po yung cameras ninyo para makuhanan po ng picture lahat. So, ayun. So, ayun. Wait lang po. I'll stop screen sharing para kita kayo lahat. So, on nyo na po yung cameras nyo, guys. Magpipicture po tayo. Ate Mamaan po. Ayan. So, ayun. Ayan po. So, okay. So, po. Picture na po tayo and okay po. Okay na po ha. 3, 2, 1, smile po. Okay, wait lang. Okay, next naman po ay, sino ba? Ayan. Okay po. Okay, smile lang po kayo guys. Ayan. Okay po, ilang po ah. Ayan. 3, 2, 1, picture po. And last, okay, dami tayo eh. Okay, almost 80 plus po tayong participants. Kaya medyo marami. Ayan. So, ayun po. Okay. Ate Maan, okay na po. Nakapag-picture na po ba lahat? Na-picture na po lahat? Okay na po ba? Is it okay na po? Okay. Ayun po. So, guys, that ends our meeting po. So, I hope that you all stay safe stay safe and stay healthy then during this time. So, lagi po kayong mag-sanitize and always practice social distancing kapag lumalabas po kayo, lalo na po sa aming mga work. Ate Reg po, ayan. Sa iyo rin po nag-work, sa ating mga teachers, lagi po kayong mag-iingat. And sa ating mga students po, always remember to prioritize your mental health. So, alam po namin na nakaka-stress ang online classes. Sobrang nakapagod mag-balance ng housework, ng ACAD, and then, social life then in a way. So, always prioritize your mental health po and keep safe po lagi. So, ayun. With that, we wish you a good afternoon. See you on October 24, guys. Bye po. Ayun. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you po. Bye.
God bless.
Thank you.